Claire Hockey, to be followed by Alison Johnson.
Thank you, Presiding Officer, and I would also like to thank Ash Denham for bringing this debate to the Chamber. Small businesses are the lifeblood of Scotland's economy and they're the backbone of our communities across the country. Whilst multinational companies and superstores with well-established reputations can all too often be the default choice for many consumers, small businesses are woven into the fabric of our society. They keep our high streets alive and they provide a variety of bespoke and artisan services that large companies cannot compete with. Scottish Government figures showed that SMEs account for 55% of the private sector employment and 40% of private sector turnover, providing much needed local jobs and in turn economic growth in our communities. Last year, my Rutherglen constituency was the home of around 1,600 registered businesses, the vast majority of which were small businesses of all varieties. From mobile food outlets at fun fairs and parks run by the Thomas family to Evisa Hair and Beauty, from Sweet Pea and Pandora's Box gift shops to Rysign Joinery Company. A huge variety of small businesses catering to the needs of locals and visitors, but also driving the local economy. Presiding Officer, SMEs are local job creators, but they can be set aside from some larger companies in the way they give back to the communities they proudly serve. One such business in my constituency is the Tea Bay on Cambuslang Main Street. Angeline Coyle, the proprietor, not only runs a first-class tea room, but she's a pillar of the community. Angeline does a great deal of work with Cambuslang Community Council, and she's one of the strongest voices advocating positive change in the town centre. She, along with the other local business owners, have been pushing South Lanarkshire Council to tackle the problems of inadequate parking on the main street, arguing that customers will frequently shop elsewhere due to the lack of parking spaces. The Tea Bay was recently the subject of a review by the Sunday Post, who highlighted the community spirit of the cafe. The author of the review noted that whilst in the tea room, Angeline gave a woman a free coffee. On querying this with Angeline, she advised her that the woman was known to her from a local homeless centre and that she regularly provides residents with a free hot drink and food should they need it. Regulars and new customers are treated as friends, and this is especially welcomed by those who live on their own or who have little social company. Along with other small business owners in Cambuslang, she's worked closely with Cambuslang and Bloom, who've done an incredible job in revamping the appearance of the main street by adding colour with an assortment of flowers, plants and trees. Urban Alfresco, another Cambuslang small business, provided much of the plants and equipment for the project. I visited the Tea Bay last week and had a chat with Angeline, who said that in addition to running the cafe, she probably devotes around 2 full working days per week serving the community. Many large businesses do undertake work locally. However, the personal touches from our small businesses like the Tea Bay are what keeps our communities alive and thriving. A little under 4 miles away in Blantyre, my constituent Brian Calderwood runs a small deli called Stacks. Just like Angeline, Brian is a true community champion. On New Year's Day morning, while many larger stores open late or not at all, Stacks is open, and Brian will provide a free breakfast for the homeless and people in need. Brian would never let anyone go hungry, and he's always conscious to help locals if they're needing a helping hand. Stacks is close to local schools, and so Brian has a great rapport with the pupils who visit regularly, and he'll keep an eye out on the kids, watching if they don't have enough money for lunch. And then he'll help them out discreetly so that no one else notices. Presiding Officer, Angeline and Brian don't openly broadcast their good deeds. They don't look for any recognition. The help they give is done without fanfare or announcement. However, their communities are well aware of the great work they do. And on behalf of them, I'd like to say thank you. And to the many other small businesses who through their time, generosity and their kindness make the lives of their fellow citizens a little bit easier. Our small businesses support local people and local projects, and without them, our communities would be worse off. Small Business Saturday may be only one day in the calendar year. However, it should act as a reminder to shop small and shop locally all year round.